Good morning all, welcome to Eat Thermo Love. Today I am actually going to show you how to make the vegetable stock. It is usually the first thing that your consultant will show you how to make in your Thermomix. I used the last of mine last night, so I'm making another batch this morning. Now I just want to show you a little bit about the cookidoo on the screen on your TM6 and just how it works. If you have a look now, this is the cookidoo homepage. You can search straight from your screen. You can scroll down and there's lots of interesting stuff here. This is your latest recipes. These change when new collections are added and come out. There's recipe spotlight. This changes, I think, weekly for what's going on. Then we have the most cooked. And you will find that the most cooked on the big socials pages, people are often talking about recipes, and you will find that they're usually here because they are the ones that most people are cooking. There's great articles, there's all your collections that are coming out. You can scroll through all of them. You can browse through categories. There's more great articles at home with the kids. So they're usually really relevant for what's going on in the world or in Australia at the moment. So that's just the homepage of cookidoo. Now I just want to show you, if I hit my home screen, that's going to take me to the manual screen of the Thermomix. So that's going to be the screen that you use for anything that isn't on cookidoo or your own recipes that you have converted. This is your time. So if you move along, that's how you change your time. This is your temperature. So this is what temperature you want to heat your food to. And then this is your speed. This one here is for when you want to do it in reverse. So when you want to be stirring instead of chopping. So that's your manual screen. Then if I swing over, so I swipe this side, this is all your modes. So this is if you're wanting to use a specific mode. You've got your scales. When you are using guided cooking, the scales will automatically come up at the step that you need. But this is if you want to weigh anything separately. You've got your dough for kneading your dough, making your breads and stuff like that. Turbo you can use for crushing ice, or you can use it to do a quick clean off your blade. So if you've got some extra dough or something icky like that, you can actually flick the stuff to the edge of your bowl and that will be easier to clean. We do have a pre-clean mode on this TM6. The pre-clean mode you'll use, it's particularly important after you've done your sugar work. Making stuff like honeycomb, you'll need to pop that pre-clean mode on straight away so that the sugar doesn't stick to your bowl. It's got a kettle mode so you can boil water pretty quickly. Blend if you're doing any unguided smoothies and stuff like that, or for blending your soups. The slow cooker mode is a new addition to the TM6, so you can use it as your slow cooker. Sous vide is cryovac sealed plastic that you can cook your meats really tender on a slow setting. Fermentations for your yogurts, etc. These are two modes that came in later. They were added with a software update. So it's rice cooker mode. And then if we swing over to this screen, you've got your thickening mode for your sauces and stuff like that. So I also want to show you this one. When I go back, your main menu is my recipes. So I just want to show you bookmarks is basically your favorites. So anything that you know that you cook pretty regularly. These are the things that I've saved to mine. Created collections. So these are all the collections that I have actually created. These are folders that I've made myself. Some of them are to do with my work and some of them to do that I use a lot. If we go back, saved collections. So these are all recipe collections that were released. So there's plenty here. So I save any of the ones that are of interest that come up. I've got a lot. They're all in alphabetical order. If you have a look. So if we also go back to my home screen, my week. So this is where I meal plan. Today, I've got a busy day. I did make the turmeric wellness shot this morning. just with everything wanting to go on. I wanted to keep nice and healthy. For dinner, I'm doing sour cream and chicken enchiladas, and then I'm also doing the veggie stock paste today, which I'm going to show you. If we have a look, I've also meal planned for the rest of the week. I don't have anything cooked on Wednesday because I work, but I will do some leftovers for that day. So Thursday I'm doing zucchini, lentil and coconut stew. Friday we're going a bit casual with the kids. We're doing mini chicken pies. And then I have been meaning to do these vegetarian sausage rolls because everyone has been going on and on about them for a while. So that is what I've got this week. Next week I've got Hug in a Mug chicken soup. I wanted to cook that this week, but I moved it over and I'm yet to do next week. So I usually do that on a Sunday and add things to my shopping list. So if we go back, I'll get started on today's recipe. I just wanted to kind of give you a quick rundown of cookidoo. So if we go back to my week, we go to vegetable stock, and I'm going to start cooking. So if you have a look, I've pre-prepared kind of everything loosely. If we just have a look, this is everything that is in the stock. I've actually got a couple of extra things in there that I wanted to get rid of. I've got some kale that was going, so I wanted to use that up, and then I had a little bit of red onion that I thought I would throw in as well. So these are all from my garden. We've got a good veggie patch going at the moment, and then we've got virgin olive oil. So this is what goes into. So we're starting off with 200 grams of celery sticks trimmed and cut into pieces. Now I'm not actually sure if I've got 200, so we're just going to have a look. Just remember when you take your lid off to re-tear, because that will go down. So we're just going to add that in. So let me add the celery. Yeah, so I didn't quite have enough, so I've actually got some extra carrots and zucchini. I was only asking for one zucchini, but I'm actually going to add more. So this is the great thing about your veggie stock, is that you can add in and throw in stuff that you just have and need to use to your tastes. So if we throw some of that in, that's 2 carrots. One brown onion cut into halves. So here's my brown onion. Pop that in there. 1 fresh tomato cut into halves. So that's what it's all looking like so far. 1 zucchini. 2 garlic cloves. Sorry, 2 garlic cloves. I do have a child that's getting into mess. So I do have to keep stopping, but it's still a really quick recipe. 1 dry bay leaf. I did have a semi-dry one here. Yep. 2 sprigs of fresh basil. Fresh sage. So just putting them in leaf by leaf. Next, fresh rosemary. Fresh rosemary, leaves only. Fresh flat leaf parsley. I've got a bit of a mix. I've got some curly as well that is growing pretty well, so I thought I would add some of that. Now I've also got some oregano and some thyme. These are from my herb garden as well, so I'm just going to add all that in as well, because all of it is added flavour. So if we go back, said pop it in. So now we are going to spin the dial and it's going to chop. Okay, so that has chopped all our veggies. If we have a look, all our veggies and herbs all chopped up. So now we go back to here. Next, scrape down sides. Just bringing everything in. Now we're going to add 150 grams of rock salt. So with the rock salt, you can reduce the quantity of your salt if you like. It will just reduce the shelf life. But if you're keeping it in the freezer, doesn't actually matter if you put the less. But I find I usually do about 130, so I only do about 20 grams less. And I do find that I don't have to add any salt to my meals because it's all in the stock. So I'm going to do a tablespoon of olive oil. We're inserting the measuring cup. And that is going to cook for 20 minutes. And that's basically it. It cooks for 20 minutes and then we blend it. So it's a really easy, quick recipe that gives you, depending on the size of your jars, about 2 to 3 jars of that. I usually keep one in my fridge and the rest in my freezer. You can keep them all in the freezer. You can give them to family or friends. But I use up my stock in everything. It's one of the best recipes that I use. Okay, that has finished cooking. So we'll hit next. Keep measuring cup in. Now, because we are over a hot speed, it is telling us to turn the speed selector to number 5 and then gradually increase speed to 9. So that's just as a precaution. So we spin it around to 5 and we'll kind of let that go up to 5. And I'll just kind of sit it there for a bit. So we have blended that and then transfer into sealable container and place in your fridge until ready to use. So I'll take that off. And there is our vegetable stock paste.